Okay, folks. Let's make sure the audio is getting picked up here. Okay. I'm going to do this triangle right here. It's ABC, vertices at 2, 7. So plus, plus, minus, plus, minus, minus, and plus, minus. All right, quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. Quadrant 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph these 3 points, connect them, so it's a triangle. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then we're going to determine the location of C prime, because that is a test question, basically, is figuring out just a point after you've translated it or reflected it or rotated it. So these are all going to be in quadrant 1 because they're all positive. So 2, 7. We start at the middle. This is your x, this is your y. So you do the x first. So we go right to 2 and then up 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Label that as A, and then 6, 5 is 2, 4, 6, and then 2, 4, 5. B, C is 4, 1 right there. Connect before we rotate. Okay. Now there are a couple ways to think about rotations. I'm going to do a, use my pad of paper right here. I'm going to take my shape. Okay. Make sure it's on the back as well, so that when I trace over it, when I'm done, it will lay down on the thing. And you know what? I'm going to label this one as A, so it's easier for me to figure out. Now, rotations, you want your center of rotation. If it doesn't say what your center of rotation is, it's going to be the origin. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little cross on it like that. So when I look at it, right, it's got the shape, it's got 1 point labeled because that's all I really need. And then, you know what? Because I'm looking for C, I'll just do them all, I suppose. Doesn't matter. That's B and that's C. I've got it on the front here. I've got my center of rotation with the cross on it, and I've got it traced on the back as well. So now I'm going to do 90 degrees counterclockwise. 90 degrees means that we're just moving one box, right? Counterclockwise means we're moving the opposite direction of the clock, right? If it was 180, it would be 2 boxes, and if it was 270, it'd be 1, 2, 3 boxes and end up here. But it's only 1 box, so it's going to end up in quadrant 2 here. So I'm gonna, all I'm gonna do is put my center of rotation, rotate it here, and then make sure it's lined up, and then I'm good to go. As I trace, it should leave kind of like a ghost image here. And if I'm looking specifically for C prime, I want to make sure I know that this is C here. So I'm going to label this one as C, that is B, that is A. Make sure that I'm priming them. Okay, and then here to here to here. And I've got that 90 degree counterclockwise rotation right there. C prime is here. It is left 1 and up 4. So C prime is -1, 4, because that first one is negative, second one is positive. Now, I do want you to compare it to the original at 4, 1, right? So it was at 4, 1. This one is at -1, 4. So what happened for that 90 degree counterclockwise rotation was we flipped our points and we made the first, we changed the sign of the first one. We can also think about it being like, well, we know it's going to be in quadrant 2, and we know that the points are negative, positive right there. So that's going to be it. Basically, we kind of match the points to that, the signs of the quadrants right there. Okay. I've got a square PQRS with vertices at 2, 6, 6, 5, 5, 1, 1, 2. So they're all going to be in quadrant 1 again. So over 2, up 6, so 2, 4, 6, that's P, 6, 5, so 2, 4, 6, and then 2, 4, 5. Oh, this is going to be a tilted square, I get it. 5, 1, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You know, for 5, 1, start at the middle, go right 5, up 1. And then last one is 1, 2 at S. So it's a tilted square. At this point, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S is 1, 2, not 2, 2. That's why it looks weird. There we go. That looks better. Okay, now we're going to do a 180-degree rotation, which means it's going to basically move 2 boxes. Now, you'll notice that it's not telling us a direction, because for 180, whether I go counterclockwise or clockwise, it's going to end up in the same spot. So it doesn't really matter. Now I'm just going to keep reusing my tracing paper here until I fill it up, and then I can get a new one. I'm looking for P prime, so I'm just going to make sure P, I'll just label them all, I suppose. And then I'll put it on the back, so that when I trace it, it gives me that ghost image, right? So I'm just putting it on the back. Now for my rotation, right? Line it up. Center rotation is again in the origin, or on the origin, and it's going to go 180, which is 90, 180. So it's going to be 2 boxes. Okay. Again, I could go counterclockwise, and it would end up here, or starting again at the origin, I could go clockwise, and it's not really going to matter which direction I go. So for 180-degree rotations, it does not matter which way you go. Make sure it's lined up on the points there. That's good. Here, and as I trace over it, it should do the ghost image on the paper. Kind of running out there, but it's fine. Okay, you don't have to do the, I'll actually do it without tracing paper on the next one. Okay, now 180 means that it's basically going to flip upside down. This is still my S. Q is going to be down here, Q prime, and that's R prime right there. Now, determine location of P prime. So P prime is right here. It's left 2, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually -2, -6. So when we compare it to P, we can see that it's 2, 6. We didn't actually flip them around. So when you have a 180, you don't flip the X and Y, you just kind of match it to where you're going. And quadrant 3 is both negative, so that's why they're both negative here. Let's see here. I got rhombus GHIG. So let's see, -7, 2. Let me actually put my little guide on here. See if I can get this done before class starts. -7, 2. I go left 7. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Up 2. So that's G. H is -5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's H. I is -1, 8. Left 1, and then 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's I. And then -3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's J. Connect. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it 270 degrees clockwise, so it's going to go this way. And 270 means that it's going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to end up in quadrant 3 over here. So both of them are going to be negative, and what's going to happen is we flip our signs right here. Okay, so I'm actually going to do all 4. So G prime is going to be flip them and then match them to that one, so it's going to be -2, -7. And then 6, -5. So -6, -5. And then I prime is -8, -1. And then J prime is -4, -3. Okay, so -2, -7, down 2, and then 2, 4, 6, 7. That's G prime right there. That's actually answers my question. Negative 6, 5, 2. What's up?
Do you have 2 of these? I took that out.
2, 6, 1. Do they need to be black?
Preferably.
That might be the only one I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I have other colors. I have like blue.
Well, their folders are dark blue, so.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. That was H prime. I prime is left 8 down 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8 here, I prime, and then J prime is left 4 and down 3 right there. Now I'm going to merp, 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 merp. And yeah, we got that one done. Now we're going to do new ones. Now, this is our original, this is our new one, so it's basically rotating this way or this way. If it rotates clockwise, it's a 90-degree clockwise because it's going one box. If it is counterclockwise, then it's 1, 2, 3 boxes right there. So 2 correct answers right there. Now this one, since it's basically 2 boxes either way, it's a 180-degree rotation, and that's it, right? Again, for 180, you don't need to specify clockwise or counterclockwise because it's the same either way. I think that covers it. There we go.